Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another ThreeZero action figure review on the Infinity Saga's Avengers Infinity War movies DLX Iron Spider. I gotta give a big thanks to ThreeZero for sending out this sample my way to review for you guys. If you want to see the latest from ThreeZero, check them out. Link is in the description below. I really like the artwork right over here. The imagery looks good. And then on the side, you can see it says Iron Spider. You have some gold foil. You get a little hologram sticker. You can see Spidey waving, hey, hello. And then on this side right here, you can see more of that gold foil trim. Nice pose over there. And then on this side, you get another Spidey pose. More gold foil with some webbing right there. Looking pretty sweet. Upside down, it says Iron Spider DLX collectible figure. Looking really cool. And then not much more at the bottom. And then you have some Velcro holding this tab together. You can see the figure inside. Another product shot over there. All right, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And if you're trying to get your ThreeZero figures, you can do so at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
So here's the new Iron Spider figure out of the packaging, and this is a bit different from the other Iron Spiders. Over the years, 2018 did this movie come out? I've played with a lot of Iron Spider figures. Yeah, this one is quite different. Quite heavier than any of the other ones, or in proportion to the size of the figure, of course. I do like the die cast. I do have some gripes, though, especially with the ankle articulation. We'll get into that in a moment. But first, let's get a closer look at the accessories. Then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So this isn't everything that comes with the figure. We'll look at the interchangeable hands and interchangeable eyes later on. But you can see we get, well, you can't really see it too well, but there's two web-whipping short accessories, two longer ones, two web lines, and then one web wall attachment piece, which looks pretty good. I didn't find too much use for it, but I like how it looks, and you could plug in either of these web swinging or zip line accessories right over here into it, so you could just plug in like that right there. Looks pretty good. Or you could do it with this one too. Let's see how this goes. I didn't try it with this one yet. Oh, okay, it's really just the one. Okay, so the one that has the little edge right over there. It's specific for this one right here. And they fit in pretty well to the web grabbing hands also. So if you want them grabbing and swinging, that's pretty easy to do. So that looks pretty good to me. And the sculpt of the webbing actually looks pretty good too. I like how they came out. We also get this back piece with the Waldos. I have the regular back piece on the figure. These are not all the same exact Waldos. There's two short ones and then two longer ones right here at that first joint. And I like the articulation of these. They turn side to side pretty well. They all have hinges right here. They look film accurate, which I really like. So these are very cool, very pointy too. So you do want to be careful with them. You could actually, you know, break skin with these, I think. So be careful with those, but man, they do look great. But interesting, yeah, to see, damn, that threw me off at first, seeing this being longer than that right over there. Porting them in can be a little bit tricky. Just aim properly and push in. You also get a Kulo port over here for this nice stand. Thing was on my thumb, but you also get some picking tools right over here to help with interchangeable eyes or the Kulo port. But yeah, this stand is pretty sweet. It says Infinity Saga right there, Iron Spider. It has a pretty sweet joint system with the hinge side to side. It rotates right there, hinges right here, and then you can get this to hinge up and down. And yeah, you can move up there and right here where it attaches to the figure too. And if you have a Phillips head screwdriver, you can tighten, adjust as you need to. So the head sculpt looks really cool, and I really love the metallic sheen that we see throughout on this figure. And these eyes look awesome. I really like how it looks like they're illuminated, but they are not. They just have this translucent plastic with like a metallic blue behind it. It's kind of hard to figure out. When you look at the back of these, you can see you just get this silver right over here. I think it's held together via magnet. And you get several sets of eyes. I dropped one of the largest set, so I don't have a clear image of that. I got just one or two pictures of that. But then you have these medium ones right here. Then you get some blue squinty ones. And then you get the instant kill mode. And yeah, those I wish weren't so squinty, but they still look really cool. And the red on this figure looks great. It's consistent throughout, so I really like that. And the black paint in those web line creases looks really good. Here's looking at the back with that regular panel on there. And this whole articulation system with the shoulder pads and the butterfly joints mostly works out pretty good. As far as the aesthetics go, I think it looks pretty good. He's got fairly wide shoulders, like how he looked in this movie. And yeah, the red, the gold, the shiny blue just stands out. I think that's like the highlight of this figure for sure, is just how cool it looks. And the die cast adds some weight to it, which just makes it pretty cool to hold. Yeah, the culo port sticking out over there. Forgot to put that back. But yeah, the legs look really good over here. It feels like there's some black paint within those creases right there as well. So I like that. And yeah, the feet look pretty nice over here. I don't know what they could do to fix this. Well, I'll get into that articulation more in just a minute. But yeah, I have a big issue with the ankle articulation. And there's looking at the bottom of the feet. You see the figure has his fisted hands on there, but he also comes with wall-crawling hands. There's the relaxed hands, and he's got the thwipping hands, and here's the web-grabbing hands. So the articulation is cool, but I have my gripes. And I think the proportions on this figure look okay. I feel like the arms are a little on the short side. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, you can move the head up very far. So you get a neck joint and head joint, so he can look up very well. And you can move the head downward, get great pivoting with that neck and head joints over there. And of course, you can turn that side to side. The butterfly joints are all right. But first, looking at these shoulder pads, they are on a ball joint, so you can rotate them around. And they will get out of the way, so you could move them around. And when you use the butterfly joint right over here, you can see it does move forward a bit. It doesn't move back at all. That's frustrating. I wish it could move back, but it does move forward. You can get the shoulders moving out slightly above the 90-degree mark, or way above the 90-degree mark. These butterfly joints actually help splay outward, so that's pretty cool. And then you get the bicep swivel. You could rotate all the way around, so the shoulder pad's attached right here. It moves along with it. Or you could scooch it back that way. There's that hinge. So it hinges out this way, hinge it back in that way. Bicep swivel, pinless joints. You got the double jointed elbows, and then the wrist turns side to side or up and down, depending on how you have that configured. You have a diaphragm cut here that just turns side to side a little bit, pivots a bunch, and crunches forward that much and not back at all. Oh, happy 4th of July, by the way. And you can see that, ooh, there goes an angle. Oh, we'll talk about this in a minute. But as far as the ab crunch down here, it moves forward and it splits right there. So that's pretty cool. And it moves back, pivots a little bit at the waist, and turns just a little bit at the waist. So both the diaphragm cut and the waist cut right here, both of them are fairly limited as far as moving side to side. You have this really interesting joint over here at the hips where you could actually utilize this really deep drop down hip feature right here, which is really insane. So you can get him, the directions say don't lift up more than that, but you can, or they say don't move more than 90 degrees up, but you can get it moving sideways and outward over there. You can click that back in. I like how they actually designed some of the leg into this inner working joint right here, and it hinges up and down. So it drops down and it hinges right here on top of it. You do get an upper thigh cut over here, and then you have the double jointed knees, and then the ankles. So you have this double ball jointed ankle system over here, which just does not work out well for me. They pop off so easily. Every time I try to pose them, they pop off, and you could barely move them down. You could move them up. Damn it. Okay, got it back on there, and then it comes off. Damn it. So yeah, moves down a little bit, up a little bit. See this one, same thing. As soon as you start moving them around, it's like that. It'll stay like that, but then it wants to pop off. Same thing when you try to utilize the ankle pivot, it just pops off. So you get toe articulation right here. So it's like you get all this cool articulation, but the fact that the ankles don't work well just makes it feel like all that other effort was just lost. Now, to measure out this ThreeZero Spider-Man figure, you can see that it is standing right at about 6.5 inches tall. And then for just a few size comparisons, here's our ThreeZero Iron Spider next to the ThreeZero DLX Mark 43 Iron Man. And we never really see these two on screen at the same time. I think the height difference is okay. I want Spidey to be smaller than Iron Man. Is he that much shorter, though? Almost a head? I guess, I don't know, I expect him to be a little bit like over here, not all the way down there, like there, not there. What do you think? Let me know. And then for an Iron Spider import figure comparison, you can see the SH Figuarts Endgame Iron Spider along with the Mafex Infinity War Iron Spider, or was this Endgame also? Regardless, You can see the paint on this one. I just think it comes out the best compared to the other two, which are still really good. And the colors are very uniform on these two figures. I mentioned that with this one, but there's something about the paint on this ThreeZero figure that just stands out more. But it might be the black trim over the blue. I don't know, but I like it. Then here's the ThreeZero Iron Spider next to what I consider to be the best MCU Iron Spider figure that we've gotten from Marvel Legends. And then here he is next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. And I am surprised to see how tall this figure looks compared to the ThreeZero figure, compared to the actual Iron Spider MCU figure. I mean, the size difference between these two right here is pretty drastic, right? So, yeah, it's a little bit closer to your average Marvel Legends side. I know, sorry, no stop motion today. It'll be back again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to show some love to the channel by simply clicking that like button. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, we'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Have a lot more goodies coming to the channel very soon. So stay tuned. And this figure, man, I wish I liked it a lot more than I do. I really like the aesthetics a lot. Having a die-cast Iron Spider like this is very cool, and it's probably one of the most consistently painted Iron Spider figures that I have in my collection. Like, it really does have a uniform red throughout. The gold is uniform throughout. Same thing with the blue. So I like that. I love the eyes, and they look like they almost have a light-up feature when they don't. So there's a lot of good things here with the aesthetics that I'm very pleased about. It's just the ankle articulation, it just kills the figure for me, man. It just bums me out. It just makes it hard to pose around, and I wish they did something different. And I really love the effort that they put into with the extra drop-down hips. You got swinging, dropping down hips, like nothing I've ever seen before, and I really appreciate that. I think that's great. The technology around the shoulders for the butterfly joints, that's cool too. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on here, but overall, I do get frustrated with not being able to turn the torso side to side, and the fact that those feet pop off so easily. It just feels like it's just not as cool as I hoped it would be. So at the price point of around, I don't remember the exact price point, around $100, I think, I'm going to give this Iron Spider a Sud rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.